Good morning, everyone. I will be with you in just a moment. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our regular Sunday pick a card. And we are working on love today. Well, we shouldn't have to work at love, right? It should be easier. But somehow, for those of us who are a little shy, a little introverted, maybe social occasions aren't our favorite thing to do, learning how to fall in love with life, with your family, with a lover can all be complicated. So I'm just grabbing my coffee and we're going to get started. So if you would like to have a reading, I would love to draw a card for you. And I'll be ready to start, excuse me, in just a moment. Okay. Good morning. Good morning, Graham. How's life on your side of the world? Glad to see you. Today we are using this fantastic Psychic Tarot Heart for the Heart. And I love that it's green. The box is green. I'm doing very well. Thank you so much. I had a real interesting experience yesterday. I took a class on doodling, of all things, and there is proven science that when you're doodling, a part of your brain helps you detox from stress. No kidding. That's a shortcut definition. So I would encourage all of you, as you're listening to this reading, grab a piece of paper and a pencil, like I have right here, and do some doodling while you're listening. I am really excited about the idea that we can empower ourselves and maybe even become more attractive to what we're looking for by doodling. How fun is that? Anyway, also another thing is try to doodle circular forms. There's something also that they're studying about the brain where the part of the brain that is attracted to natural forms and round forms is a part of our brain that can calm us and help us live a better life. Did you ever hear of anything so easy to do? Isn't that wild? But anyway, I know you came here for readings, so I'm going to get right to it. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Catherine, and I am the queen of the fish out of water. Somebody asked me the other day, have you always felt like a fish out of water? And I said, yep, I sure have. Like I was born in the wrong nest. And I'm not quite sure why I feel that way, but being able to embrace that and know that I'm perfectly okay, even though that's the case, has helped me to find some real interesting experiences along the way. So I do want to be able to pull a card for the general theme for today. And then Graham, you will be first up. If you're listening and would like to have me pull a card for you, go right ahead and leave me a little message there. Let me know where you're from. Hi, Davinia, welcome. Let me know where you're from. I just love to know where people are visiting from around the world. And I will be hopefully keeping track of everyone that leaves their names. I can't guarantee I'll get to everyone. Sometimes Spirit just guides me to pick a certain person. I'm here every week. If you want to reach out to me, thank you, Graham. If you want to reach out to me, please do email me. You can email me at, oh, hey there, Florida and now in Georgia. You can email me at TarotInfoPlease@gmail.com. Contact information's in the comments below. Okay, so let's draw. Let me put my cards out here for us so you guys can see. Okay. Maybe I'll show you guys. I think I will. I'm going to show you guys my doodles that I did in the Zen doodling class as we go forward here because I wanted to share it. It was just so fun to do. So our theme for today's readings on love, this is fantastic. Thank you, universe, angels, because this is certainly a wonderful promise for a day of love readings. So what do I notice about here? The first thing is that notice the aura or the portal, the circle. It's not really a circle, it looks more like a womb. Hi, Doris, I'll put you on the list. But that, what it makes me think of is that, thank you, Davinia. I appreciate that. But when I look at this card, I'm going to try to focus, even though I want to chat with y'all. Okay, I notice that this circle at the bottom and this circle at the top. See, it looks to me like when you are coming together with someone, and this could very likely be a mother and a son. It could be a couple that's destined to be lovers. This could be a boss and an employee. But it's this idea that there has to be a give and take. There has to be some sacrifice. I hate to use that word in a law of attraction recording because sacrifice is not a very comfortable word, but compromise may be a softer one. But when two people are able to just lay down their arms, stop protecting themselves, trust that that their own heart will guide them to the kind of relationship they really want, whether it's with family, friends, lovers, business, whatever it is. Because if there's mutual respect and deference, if you're not familiar with that word deference, write it down. Deference is a deeper level of respect. And people, when you defer to someone, you are allowing them their divinity, their sacred divinity, by being able to acknowledge, I may not understand this person, but they have a right to be exactly who they are. That's what deference is. And when people feel deference, they soften. But notice how, as these two circles here at the top and the bottom, as you only see half of them, right? And then they blend together, and as they get closer, that cushion of protection for the couple is in place. I really like how this heart shape here is open at the top because openness is so important. So I look forward to these readings today. Don't be surprised if you resonate with more than one card. Don't be surprised if somebody asks a question here that you have in your own heart. Because when people come together in a group reading like this, it's really kind of crazy how you can feel so personally heard, or that the card is very personally helping you feel a little bit better today. When I started with tarot many years ago, I was totally amazed by that. How could I be listening? There's a woman named Sunshine. If you haven't heard her, look her up. Sunshine, I love her so much. She doesn't allow comments. I'm going to set this here. She doesn't allow comments on her particular site, and so I can't leave a comment to thank her for what she does because I feel like she's giving me personal readings. Even when she uses a name. The other day she said, "What's this about somebody named Mark?" Well, I had an issue with somebody named Mark, and these kinds of things draw me to the public readings. Okay, is there anything else I want to say? If you do have a question about love or relationships in any way, go ahead and ask, and I will try to address that with the card draw. And now, Graham, let's draw a card for you today. And what would be here? I think it's this one. Oh, interesting. Makes me wonder what's going on with you, Graham. And also be sure, just remember that you can, oh no, I'm doing this right, that you can apply this card to any relationship today. We don't know, I don't know which it is, but I love this for any kind of relationship. And so conflict, when you feel, when you cringe in a social situation, okay, so you just don't feel comfortable, you want to leave, all of those things, and I experience them. And when I'm with family, for example, or an employment situation, I could be annoyed about 3 or 4 things, the small things of somebody talking too loud in the next cubicle, somebody leaving the milk carton empty in the refrigerator, somebody not replacing the TP in the bathroom, stuff like that, that are annoyances. And so this Choose Your Battles card is a reminder to not allow any stupid stuff to get in the way of your regard for the person in the relationship. We really do need to stop picking at stupid things. If somebody doesn't hang the clothes up properly, or if somebody doesn't perform somehow in a way that you wish they would, why does that bother you, right? Why does it bother you? That's such a good question. So let's say your person at work always leaves their lunch laying on the counter and it's so tiresome to have to pick up after them. Instead of being annoyed at them, Graham, ask yourself, why is this bothering me? And trace that back, because if we can learn to choose our battles, pick what it is that's super important, and go ahead and speak up about that, we're going to find that there's a lot more softness in your personality. Okay. Joe Dispenza, I don't know if you guys have heard of Joe Dispenza. He does a lot of videos online, and he says that the only way to attract a really better life and better partners is about adjusting our personalities, taking our sharp points and making them softer. Okay, so I would say this week, Graham, be sure to take a peek at anything that gets under your skin that's not really a huge crisis, and ask yourself, why is that bothering me anyway? Okay. Very good. And some of you may also be able to relate to that message. I certainly can. I have adult children, and when my adult children act, when they do things, and I look at it and I think, why are they doing that? Or I wish they wouldn't. As a parent, parenting never kind of goes away. That not when I'm annoyed, by asking myself, I just taught myself what I needed, because I don't want to avoid being with people, but I do want to stop from feeling so annoyed. Okay, so let's go on, and we have Davinia. If you would like me to draw you a card, we're doing love today. It could be any kind of relationship loves. So go ahead and put your comment in, and I'll be happy to draw a card for you. I do want to include the ideas about the law of assumption, because that's something. I love that. Excellent. Yeah, right. I mean, if we can start to have more of a sense of humor about things and not be annoyed, life's more pleasant for us. But this whole thing about the law of assumption, and what is it and why is it important? And I want to be able to tie that into these readings, because I'm just, if you're an Abraham Hicks person, which you guys know I love Abe, but if for Abraham Hicks, they talk about the law of allowing, where we learn, yes, we can ask for what we want, but then we need to allow it in. So when we assume that we already have it, what would you be feeling like? What would you be doing if you already had what it is you're wanting? That's what the law of assumption is. And there's so much stuff out there. I'm not going to try to teach it all. You can go to several that I can list them in the comments below, some of my favorites. Manifesting with Kimberly is one of my favorites. She's very hard for me to watch because she's very different from me. But I like how she talks about it. Make a decision. What version of yourself do you want to be in this moment? Right now, I get to be the version I love, the tarot reader. But I have lots of other versions of myself that I operate in. And Manifest Kimberly is absolutely fantastic at explaining that, okay? And there's another one, Malika is my guardian angel, and she just released a video that said how I became confident in the law of assumption. Now that is the law of attraction. So do go to Malika too. Her voice is fantastic. Her teachings are red hot. Okay, so Davinia. Let's see, what is it that the universe has for you today? Ooh, Davinia, nice. I love this card. Let's take a peek. You know what? I'm just going to lower this just a tiny bit so that I can be more comfortable. Can you hear those birds singing right out my window? Isn't that great? So, new vitality. This is excellent. I claim this for all of the group. If you would like to have new vitality, hit that thumbs up. Just tap it right now. Tap, tap, tap. Tap the thumbs up as a sign that you're joining in this card of new vitality. And thank you, Davinia, for standing in the gap and drawing this card for us. This really shows me that there's a bit of fatigue going on. There's a bit of, I've been doing this for so long. When am I going to see results? When will I see what it is that I'm wanting to see? The universe is wanting you to know that there's a, I'm just, hang on, let me catch this. The word drabness is coming to me, drab, which I think is just kind of sluggish, maybe a little beige, colorless. And so there's a drabness around your spirit, okay, Davinia, around your energy. And so the very first thing that this makes me think is making music, okay, and to be able to make music. So even any kind of a flute or a recorder or just even a simple child's toy that you could actually use your breath to make music. That may be meaningful to you or to someone here that's listening. Also, colors are so important. Excuse me. And so pick colorful things in your wardrobe to wear. Also, if you're in a place where you can get outside, it might be very warm where you're living, and that might be difficult, but especially in the very earliest morning, allow your eyes to absorb the colors that are around you in nature. There's a man named Huberman, Dr. Huberman, and you can check him out because he talks about how our eyes need sunlight first thing in the morning. That if we do allow ourselves to absorb sunlight when we very first get up, that our whole world starts to change. It has to do with how your brain functions and how your brain processes stress. And so I do believe I'm doing it as an experiment. It's hard for me to be disciplined, but he says before 15 minutes have gone by, go ahead and take yourself outside and just walk for 15 minutes before you do anything else. So I'm feeling drawn to suggest that to you. Yeah, and it's just something about in fact, just Google Dr. Huberman. It's Huberman, because I'm not a good teacher of that. But I do want for you to use your breath, sing. You could sing or play some sort of harmonica, something, a kazoo. Go to the dollar store and get a kazoo. I'm not even kidding. Kazoos are like the best vibration medicine there is because anybody can play a kazoo. But I'm just sensing that as you use your breath to make music, you're going to break up some of that sluggish energy. Okay, Davinia? Now, don't forget, you guys, I do love to hear from you. So do just write me an email, let me know what's going on. The stories are great. So we have Doris next. If you're new here, I would love to draw a card for you regarding manifesting and love and connection. You are sure welcome, Davinia. Be sure to hit the thumbs up because that helps Google, it helps YouTube draw other people here who can use a reading. I really appreciate it. Again, I'm Catherine. This is Fish Out of Water Tarot, and it's a special message as always for people who are a bit shy and a little bit insecure in social situations. And so what can we do to strengthen our own magnetism, to raise our vibration, which basically means to adjust our mood? If you take the word vibration and frequency and you substitute the word mood, what kind of mood are you in? You are always more attractive when you're in a good mood, right? Aren't we all? Okay, so let's take a peek here for Doris. Okay, Doris. Oh, gosh. All right, let me just take a look here. That's Murphy. Murphy, shh. Okay, Doris, you're breaking free, Doris. There's something that's been going on with you, and you're ready to just put an end to it. I love all the soft lines in here, all the curves that I'm noticing, because that's just showing a balance from some difficult, more angular things that you've been going through, crossroads that have been hard for you to navigate and to know what to do. The zero at the top of the card is so inspiring because it's a fresh start. A brand new cycle is starting for you. Notice how her arms are behind her. In fact, if you want to right now, Doris, you could stand up and you could actually put yourself into this body position where you are stretching your arms behind you. Anybody else that's listening, go ahead and do that. Do it as a symbol of your openness for something new when it comes to your relationships. And I'm just going to reach my one arm. Oh, no, I'm going to put my card down here for a second, and I'm going to put myself in the posture. So reach your arms. You don't have to stand up if you could do it sitting. I'm doing it. But I'm actually reaching my arms backwards behind me and stretching my chest. Now keep your eyes looking forward. Can you see your arms? Can you see your hands? If you have really good peripheral vision, you might be able to see your arms. I cannot. Now, this is the perfect lesson for trust. Most of your world you can't see. Everything behind you, you can't see, right? I love to do that exercise when I'm wondering about if I can trust the divine to guide me. Girl, we're walking around in trust because we can't watch our back. We can't watch our own back. And that's where right now, as you've come out of this difficult situation and you are open-hearted, you really do need to press in to what you really, really want. There's never been a more important time for you in creating your intention for this person that you want, because it's not an accident. Happily ever afters are not accidents. They're intentions that are set. So what I would do, hello there, dualities. I'll put your name down. What I would do, Doris, is I would sit down, and I know probably you've heard about writing lists. There's a wonderful book called The Soulmate Secret. Ariel Ford wrote that book, and it's pretty much a recipe for finding love. Her story is remarkable, and she's very practical and fun. There's some really fun exercises in there. And also, there are, I wish I could hang on. I'm just trying to think of who. Oh, Shelley Bullard. Okay, write that down. She's the most goddessy woman out there when it comes to manifesting. And she has tons of videos. She sells her coaching. You don't have to buy that because if you don't want, because her material is excellent and she puts out gazillions of YouTubes. Her last name is Bullard. And yes, The Soulmate Secret. So at any rate, though, I would write down a list of what it is that is really important to you in your partner. What is it? Now, if you're looking for a new job or you really wish you had a stronger relationship with someone in your family, you still want to write down a list of the aspects of a perfect relationship with whoever the person is. Abraham Hicks teaches about making a list of positive aspects. If you're not familiar with Abraham, you definitely want to grab Ask and It Is Given. One of my favorite, I've been doing this for 20 years, and so over 20 years now. And my first Abraham exposure was Ask and It Is Given. It's a fantastic book filled with practical exercises, okay? So what I want you to do, Doris, is when you go out, whenever you start to doubt and you become afraid to trust, I want you to do this posture. Let's all do it again. Go ahead and stretch your arms straight out to your side. And then press them backwards gently. so that you stretch your chest and then look straight ahead and just think to yourself, even though I can't see my hands, I know they're still there, right? Even though I walk around not knowing what's behind me 100% of the time, I choose to trust that the universe has my back. When we can start proving to ourselves that we already assume a lot of truth, learning how to assume our future, so to speak, is not really that hard. And there are good teachers out there. Oh, Rita, I can't remember Rita's last name. I really like her. I will put that into the comments below. She's very good. Short videos, excellent about the law of assumption. Okay, I'm going to make a note so I remember. Okay, very good. So anytime you need to prove to yourself that trust is real and that you can prove it, for anybody that, I just want to repeat it for myself, because I never thought of this before right now. So put your arms straight out to your side and then press them so you're stretching your chest, and reach your arms back gently as far as they go, and then think to yourself, even though I can't see my hands, I know they're there. That's an assumption. Okay. I did not know I was going to go in that direction. How about that? All right. So if you're new here, I'm Catherine. Welcome to Fish Out of Water Tarot. Hi, Sunny. Okay. All right. What they think about you. I'm going to write that down. Hang on. Sunny, what they think about you. Okay, thanks. Okay, I'm going to sip some coffee. Oops, where is it? There it is. So glad you guys are here. She's a girl. Okay. Hi, Sandra. Welcome. Oh, yummy coffee today. Okay. What they think about you. All right, dualities, welcome. I don't remember if I've seen you before on my Sunday morning readings, so welcome. Where are you from? And if you would like me to draw a card, if you're new joining us, go ahead and just drop your name, your comment. Also, be sure to hit the thumbs up. That is just a concrete step you can take to join this manifesting energy, okay? We do create a vortex of energy. Think about how when water goes down a drain, it forms that vortex. And the more we join together, the stronger that vortex is. If you're not familiar with that word, Abraham uses it a lot about when they teach about energy and manifesting. Okay, so this card is for dualities. Okay, dualities, we are drawing the crown chakra for you. Let's take this in. Okay, and I'm just going to draw another card so that we can know what it is that the angels want you to know about the crown chakra. Okay. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Doris. Okay, let me just look into the card here. Okay. Okay, so dualities, what I'm sensing here is something being locked in a box, tied up, out of use. That there's something within the way you do love, the way you do connecting, where you're not as free as you would really want to be. So because of that, kind of holding back a little bit, and I don't even think you're conscious or why or whatever, but you're holding back a bright part of yourself that needs to shine so that you can attract the kind of people and situations that will really help you. All right. I can't help but notice this rope that's tied. And so, we tie a rope onto a boat, on onto the dock. Why? So that it doesn't go floating away. But it also can't advance. I'm looking at this beautiful glow of energy and that beam of light coming down here that is, that the boat is almost blocking that gateway. The crown chakra is where the divine, is the divine connection, right? It's a sacred place where ideas that can resonate with your own human ideas can mix together and create what you're wanting to manifest. Abraham Hicks, you guys know I love Abraham, and please Google, YouTube Abraham as much. I'm on a mission right now to listen to at least one Abraham every day. Monday through Fridays are when I really stick to my goals, and then I give myself the weekends off. But feeding my spirit and my mind, Abraham videos is always helpful because they answer questions over and over and over and over again. They answer the same question. And they say that we are blended beings, that we have our human being, our human personality, and then we also have a divine part, our inner being. And so if we're not connected to our inner being and we're relying too much on our human being, our ideas are not, they're like half-baked ideas. And when I think about connecting with humans, we can let our experiences of the past, when we've been hurt, Murphy, when we've been hurt or disappointed in the past, it by our family, our friends, anyone, some of us can make a condition where we will not allow anyone to get into our deepest places unless we feel 100% safe. And that ends up putting you in a box, okay? So what I would say, I'm hoping this is resonant for you, dualities. It kind of is cool with your name too, because this is totally a duality card, and because believe and succeed, right? I mean, it's like good news. Yeah, it's good news, but part of something is blocking you here. There's some tie behind you. Remember we were, oh, this is very cool. Remember the exercise we just did with our hands behind you? You can't see the hands, right? This is the same thing here. Whatever it is in your past, you can't see that. So for you personally, dualities, this may be time to get a personal reading. If you have a friend that reads cards, that's enough sometimes. But what is it behind you that you are not seeing that's keeping you from lifting the lid on this crown chakra connection and really getting clear on what it is that you're wanting? The biggest problem about being blocked from your divine self is that what you think you want might not be what you want, dualities. I know that's been true in my life. What I think I want, I'm manifesting for something that quote unquote doesn't show up. And then I have to investigate what it is that's holding me back. Okay, what is it that's holding me back? Why am I tied to the past? Okay, does that make sense for you, dualities? I wish you good luck with this. I feel like even you tuning in for this reading is just a sign for you to step into a little bit more about this law of assumption. I think it's Thoughts Create on YouTube, I think is another good teacher. Malika, check Malika out, okay? Because she has got such a softness about how she teaches. And I love these people. And again, Sunshine. Sunshine does not talk about the law of assumption, but she does really hit the mark. I'm a Scorpio, and she's always got me. Okay, so now we have Sunny. Anybody who's here, I'd love to draw a card for you. If you're a manifester, if you watch Abraham Hicks, please leave me a message and let me know that, because I just love them. I love Abe. Oh, another great YouTube video person to watch is Wayne Dyer. Okay, Wayne Dyer, Dyer. He teaches Abraham. Okay, so he teaches Abraham just in a different language. Okay, Miss Sunny, and I don't know if Sunny's a male or female, but anyway, I can't see the little picture. But Sunny, this is your card, and we are wondering what they think about you, okay? So that's a great question. what they think about you. I like short little questions like, oh, I'm male, Sunny. Okay, very good. Thank you for telling me that. I love that name, Sunny. It can go either way, but okay. So let's look at these people and what they think. Okay. Okay, hang on a second. Let me see here if I can see this. I'm just trying to, oh, I can't see what that says. Oh, it's the one. Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me. I really appreciate it. Okay. I have to go back to my screen. Okay. Thank you for your patience. All right, let's see. What does she think of me? What does she think of me? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put this card out there. It's a little bit of a surprise message, okay? Oh, Sandra, I didn't write you down. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm going to, all right, so let's take a look at this. Okay. Okay, so when I see this card, I don't know your situation and I don't need to know it. Let me just tell what it is that I'm seeing. Okay, let me take it in. Okay, so one or the other of you has gone through some difficulties in the past when it comes to connecting, okay? One, maybe both of you have. And it looks like one of you is being able to live freer of it. It's still clinging to one of you, but you're seeing the hope and you're seeing the light of rising up above it, okay? And then but the other of you is still not able to grasp the truth, all right? The toes, I'm very touched by the fact that the toes are touching and the two figures are stretching. The one figure is stretching forward, the other one is curled up. Because I don't know your full situation, what I would say is, as you care for this other person and what they're thinking of you, I would definitely spend a bit more time on your own energy and healing from your past. You can't control the conditions. That's one of the things Abraham Hicks, I love them so much, and they always say that. You can't control the conditions. You can control your response and your reactions to your conditions. So feeling a bit insecure about what she's feeling is something that is nudging you into maybe perhaps some insecurities. So what you're going to want to do is, again, I guess, you know what I would do is I would take out a piece of paper and I would write down everything that you've experienced personally in your past connections, relationships, family, and even employment. And just spend some time, Sunny, writing down the story of it. When they did that to me, it was terrible. And let yourself have all of your hurt feelings and your anger and disappointments. Write them on a piece of paper, okay? And then you can either crunch up the piece of paper or you could burn it, but allow yourself a bit of a ceremony to release all of the things in your own past that have broken your heart. The breakthrough of that energy will allow you a different connection to your person. And then you will have an idea. We always manifest ideas before anything else. So whatever this sadness energy is that I'm picking up here with this card, deal with it in your own heart first and trust that your ability to have creative ideas for communicating more clearly with your person will be your manifestation, okay? Again, I'm struck by the playfulness of those toes. And so my last piece of advice for you, Sunny, is do some dancing. Put on some really good music and dance around your house and let that dancing energy, nobody's watching you, but let that dancing energy fill your spirit, okay? And a lot of times, you guys, when you are really trying to manifest a better connection in whatever relationships you're in, it looks like, and I live like this, trust me. I'm living with, I moved a few months ago and I'm living in a town where I have an adult child living in this town. And I'm trying to adjust to all of that. And often I'm so sorry to admit this because it's not my brightest moment, but I will think if that person would change their behavior, I will be much better. If they would stop doing that thing, I would feel more comfortable. And Abraham has taught me, no, I can't expect to change the condition. So I will use the law of assumption and with my child, my adult child, because I can say to myself, even though I don't know how, my child and I are more connected now. I can assume, what would I feel like if I were in a closer connection with that person? What would I feel like? Well, I would be really relieved and I would feel happy. So Abraham says, do that already. I mean, every time you can switch yourself into a better mood and trust that your divine self, your inner being, will continue to guide you and nudge you with your healthiest choices towards that person. And that comes when you don't have to be giddy, happy, like ha ha ha, but just to be in a calm mindset. Okay. And so, there's a meditate with Alice. You have to check her out. I love her stuff. Her voice is wonderful. And she has lots of manifestation meditations that you can listen to. Okay, so who do we have next? You'll notice I kind of ramble and wander around these readings, and you're all so patient. And I love spending Sundays with you. Any questions you have about manifesting or love or connecting or tarot, whatever, ask away. And Sandra, what can we draw for Sandra today? If you are a regular viewer and you try out some of these ideas that I suggest, or you go check out some of these YouTube people, be sure to come back and let me know, because I only share what works for me, period. If it doesn't work for me, I'm not talking about it. And also, I don't need to teach how to do all these things because YouTube is filled with people teaching this stuff. What I want to do is help you connect with your higher self. I want you to be connected to your own inner guidance. Yes, cards are fun and I love being with you here, but the whole point is that you can feel like you can see your next logical step. So speaking of which, that's a good card for you today, Sandra. What do the cards have to say? What is her next logical step? Oh, hey, Roger, I would love to draw a card for you. Let me write it down. Welcome, glad you're here. Did I start to pick this one? Oh, I got interrupted myself. Okay. Sandra, next logical step. Ooh, seek. Okay. Yes, that's your advice, Sonny. And right, and you want to feel before everybody could really benefit by doing this. A lot of times when you're working on manifesting, we think we are not supposed to be negative ever. I have so many people that are afraid of having a negative thought for fear that it will erase their desires. Negativity does not erase your desires. I'm just going to set this down for a second and preach. No, negativity does not take away your desires at all. Abraham teaches that negativity is just contrast, meaning it's the opposite of your desire. Okay, I'm gesturing out here behind the camera, but it's the opposite of your desire. So they have shown that it only takes 17 seconds of moping and whining and complaining, just 17 seconds, and another thought will come and grab it, and all of a sudden, you're sliding down this rabbit hole of discouragement, okay? And so the idea of writing that list and letting yourself, it's a better, softer energy than saying it out loud. When you complain out loud, and you can do it to get rid of it, but it goes out and keeps echoing forward. It has more of an energetic impact, and even in your own ears to hear it. So when you write down the list of the way people have hurt you, your hurt feelings, and write it out. And if it starts to make you cry, or you feel like your chest and your throat and your nose are all getting that, the feeling before you cry, write, write, write. That's the goal. The goal is to let your negativity out. Abraham calls it contrast. It just shows you that your inner being has a different view of your problem than you do. That's the truth, because your inner being doesn't worry. Inner being's not afraid. The inner being is simply there to keep us connected to our highest good and what we really want. Okay, so remember I just said that it takes 17 seconds to have all of the, creepy self-defeating, victim-y thoughts. I mean, it only takes 17 seconds and you can fall into a puddle of self-pity. But the good news is it only takes 17 seconds to lift your spirits, okay? So I give myself like a 10-second challenge. And if I get nervous, like for example, today I come to this reading. What if nobody comes? What if nobody comes to this reading? Oh, gee, and I'm sitting here making a fool of myself talking to nobody. And if I feel that way, I have 5 seconds or 10 seconds to let myself whine. Oh gosh, what if nobody does that, right? But then I have to grab myself and switch. Do I try to pretend that there's 25 people on the call? No, not at all. I just grab my dog. I love my dog. I'll go outside and walk for a minute, and I will immediately choose to change my thinking. And I only need to think a happy thought for 17 seconds. And then another happy thought comes and joins it. That's why gratitude works. I'll walk around my house. You guys have heard me say this. I'll put my hand on my table right here, and I'll say, I just love this table. The fact is, somebody gave me this table when I moved here. I do love this table. I love this seashell. I bought it at the flea market in Mexico, and it only cost me 100 pesos. It was $5. I love this little bottle of perfume that belonged to my grandmother, who died in 1960. Wait, when did she die? 1973. And this is a bottle of French perfume, and they did stop making it like a gazillion years ago. I love stuff like this. But I'll also walk in my bathroom and I'll say I love my toilet. I love everything. And you know what? If I do that for 30, 40 seconds, I could care less if nobody comes to this video this morning. Okay, so thank you for letting me go on that rant. You guys are so adorable. And now, anybody new here, I'm Catherine. I've been doing the Abraham Hicks thing for over 20 years. I love it. I love drawing cards to help people connect to their inner being so that they can manifest faster. And today we're talking about love. So please do leave me, just drop a comment. I'm happy to pull you a card. Okay, so now we have Roger. Roger, do you have any questions or anything, or we are taught when it comes to love and relationships, we have many. There's family, there's lovers, there's hi Kiwi, welcome. There's family, there's lovers, there's bosses at work, any kind of connection. We are supposed to. Oh wait, I got in the middle of Sandra, and sorry Sandra, I'm back. Okay. Shifting gears. Next logical step. Why is that important in manifesting? Because if you're in between, if you've already set your intention, you know what it is you want to manifest, and now what are you supposed to do on your way to the thing? How do you fill your time? How do you not worry? When's it coming? And how do you keep your brain focused? So what I would say for you, Sandra, is seek tools, okay? If you guys write down manifestfaster.com, that's my website, and if you go there, you'll find a section on the menu that's free manifesting tools. I have 5 or 6 different tools right there you can use. And so be sure to check that out, because what I'm finding is my wishes are coming true. I mean, I don't want to take time to preach and rant and all that, but I have been manifesting some very tangible results from just simply discipline by picking 2 or 3 definite manifesting, what could I call, how can I call them? Well, they're like habits, right? That I want to do on the daily so that I can prove to myself that I can be disciplined, okay? Because I do believe that my inner being is more connected to my ideals, my ideal desires. My inner being knows the true path there. So I want to connect more consciously. So meditation is something you can choose. I'm listening to an Abraham video every day, and I have a partner right now, an accountability partner. And in the morning, I she knows what I want to accomplish. One of them is this thing called segment intending. If you want to know what that's about, you can YouTube Abraham Hicks segment intending. It will teach you. Thank you for that. 0 or no time delay manifestation. I have what the experience with what I call collateral manifestations. Collateral manifestations, because they come next to what I'm trying to manifest. And by trying to manifest, I mean I've made an intention to have a certain experience. And right now I'm carving out my life to be ready for that manifestation. On the way, there's some unbelievable coincidences that are happening. I'm in the right place at the right time, and things are manifesting to my benefit that I have not asked for. And that's what I think sometimes instant manifestations are all about. And I don't want to go there, guys, because there's so many good teachers, and I just want to read these cards, and especially poor Sandra, who's sitting here waiting patiently. So, Sandra, what I'm thinking for you is that you have an intention. You totally know what it is you want to manifest. But I believe the cards are saying seek tools that you can discipline yourself. And this is an experiment where you can discipline yourself for 5 days to do certain things that will sharpen your ability to receive. There's so many tools that are you can actually, well, the problem is that if we put it off, it'll never get done. So Sandra, what I would suggest is find a manifesting partner. Find someone who will stand right with you, and every day, Monday through Friday, you can say, I'm going to blank, whatever it is. For example, if you use one of my tools, and you say, okay, I'm going to use the soulmate generator. I'm going to use the soulmate generator every day for 5 days. And then you have a friend, and all you do is text that friend and say, okay, I did it. Okay? Because quite frankly, I know that all of my manifesting friends are, I'm so sorry to announce this, but they're lazy. They don't want to do, it feels silly to do some of these tricks. But if you want to be successful with it, you need to get ready to be ready. You have to know how to receive the very intention they're asking for. And so that's your message today, Sandra. The seeking is not about seeking what you're intending. The seeking is find 2 or 3 manifesting tools that you can commit to for 5 days in a row. Okay, got it? And I can pick on Sandra a little bit because she's a regular person who has been with me for a while now on these Sunday calls. And I want to hear some success stories, guys. I want you to come back here on Sunday and say, holy moly, I tried that. And you'll never guess what happened. You will have a sense of being luckier. I'm doing air quotes, because when you start simply doing this mind training, where you're training your mind how to think about manifesting, you do start attracting some fantastic things. I mean, for me personally, it's, whether people give me a free meal. I was standing in line for the movies once, or no, it was a concert. Where was I? I was at a play. I was at a play. I'm standing in the concession line, and the person walked up to me. There's all the whole line. Person walks up to me and hands me 2 drink coupons and says, here, were you going to get something to drink? Small, I mean, that's not going to pay the rent. I get it. But it's when you are doing this work, the Abraham work, and it is work, when you're doing that, it's amazing how things just show up out of the blue. Okay, so another resource, I am on Facebook. On Facebook, I have an attraction lab where people, it's a small group, it's in Messenger, where we share together what's working, what's not working. This is a small group of manifestors that are a bit more serious than others. And then there's an Abraham Joy is the Key group that is run by Jeff and Aaliyah, and that is red hot. It's easy. There's no cost to belong to it, and they play Abraham games all the time. If you have questions and you want me to direct you, either leave it in a comment or shoot me an email. I'll connect you. TarotInfoPlease at gmail.com. Okay, after that commercial message, you're welcome, Sandra. Now you take those action steps, girl, promise? Get yourself, go to my website. It's all right there, manifestfaster.com. Go to the part that says manifesting tools, click on it and pick one tool. Okay, it's the least you could do, my friend. All right, so now we are going to Roger. And all of you who are listening, and this includes Catherine, what if we got more diligent? What if we just weren't as manifesting, lazy, couch potatoes, manifesting couch potatoes, right? Where we put the intention out there, but then we're on the couch waiting for universe to deliver. Let's be action takers, but not like worrying or taking action, chasing our manifestation. No, no, no. Pick 2 or 3 manifesting tools and do them. Okay, let's see what we have for Roger. Oh, Roger, very nice card here. Okay. So, Roger, it looks to me, first of all, thank you for being here. It looks to me that you are in a place where definitely new insights are like peeking in. There's, you have been curious, and some things have happened that are unexplainable. Even being on this call, I have a feeling some of what I've been saying has landed where you feel it and you're like, oh my gosh, this resonates with me. And so there's this opening that's happening. And as I see the figure drawing the curtain back, I feel, yes, definitely, spirit is drawing you. And I would say that the feminine part of God, the softer, we all have access to what I call the divine feminine and the divine masculine. In Christianity, it's kind of Father God and the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is what carries that softer, feminine, creative energy. But the curiosity that's there, it takes a lot of courage to open this curtain. And particularly for people who have a strong masculine identity, whether it's a gender identity or if you're a female who carries just that strength, the masculine, for me, it's true. I have 7 brothers, all younger than I, and even the dog was a boy when I was growing up. So I have a lot of masculine characteristics that really are not to my benefit. I am better when I'm balanced. And so the idea of this peek into the softer side of the universe, I think is really going to benefit you, Roger. So I would definitely, there's YouTube videos with meditations for the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And I would YouTube search for those and just get yourself a little bit familiar with what kind of information is coming forward right now, particularly around the feminine nature of the divine. The feminine is the creator. Our minds are not built to create on intellect alone and on the part of us that figures things out, the lines, the columns, the straight angles. We need that softer side to be developed and evolved in order to see everything manifest that we want. So the example that I'm thinking of, Roger, is spaghetti. Okay, so if you think about spaghetti, before you cook it, it's rather rigid and fragile, correct? You can snap it in half. You could snap a piece of spaghetti in half in a minute. And then when you cook the spaghetti, it becomes soft and pliable. And it can tangle with other spaghettis. I don't even know where in the world this story's coming from. But also, there is do you know that way of telling whether spaghetti is finished is that you can throw spaghetti at the wall and it will stick if it's done, which is crazy. Hi there, Aditya. And so what that tells me is this. It's not necessarily pleasant for the spaghetti to go through the process of becoming flexible, right? But the spaghetti is not fully usable if it is hard and fragile in the brittle, uncooked state. So that's a funny metaphor, but it kind of works. So what I would say for you, Roger, is don't fear the process of getting to a place where you're feeling more balanced. I think the idea of the divine feminine and divine masculine is a little bit confusing because you may not have been taught that in spirituality as you grew up. But thankfully, YouTube has everything on it. And also, reach out. I always say to you guys, if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them. Shoot me an email. The contact information is in the description box. So just write to me. I would love to. I would love to be able to help. So, okay. So we have Bro. I see your message. Let me add you to the list here. And thank you, Roger, for being here. And I hope that that message is helpful for you. And okay. All right. Let me sip my coffee here. Okay. Kiwi, you're next. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get to everyone. It's an hour right now, and every now and then, for reasons that I don't understand, my camera goes off, and I can't predict it. I need to have a tech person help me. Sometimes I can go longer, like 90 minutes, but we'll see. I'm going to do the best I can. So Kiwi, and I'm back on Sunday. So if you are enjoying this, please come back on Sunday. Be sure to hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying. Gosh, you guys, that means so much to me. It helps my channel because I am a little golden needle in the haystack. I am not a big channel. And it's no accident that you guys are drawn into the magnetism that we're creating here. So if you're into it, you want to support me, hit the thumbs up, okay? And so we are with Kiwi. Hi there, Kiwi. And we have the release cards. Okay, so let me just switch hands here. Hi, Tina. Excellent. Welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. Tina is a wonderful reader, and just take a second and tell you about Tina. Embracing Aging is her channel, but she also does Dog Star Tarot. She does daily readings over there, and I just love them. I love her accent because she's from the UK, but I just love the name of her channel, and I'm also very moved by your itty bitty reading, so check it out. Also, I did just see a turkey vulture swimming by. Oh yeah, right. The turkey vulture just flew by, and Kiwi, I always want to pay attention to the animals that show up. So the turkey vulture, you definitely want to Google the meaning, the spiritual meaning, but I'll tell you in a nutshell, it means nothing is wasted. Okay. And I really feel like that's an important message for you today, Kiwi, that even though you're coming out of a dark time where, you have felt, I mean, opening up again has been really a challenge. It's like, yes, you want to be open, but no, you don't. And one of my favorite metaphors for this kind of situation is, this is a little brutal, but I'm just feeling drawn to say it, that sometimes when you're trying to move from one stage to the next, it's as if your heart is half open. And imagine your heart with a zipper, and the zipper gets caught in the flesh. You know how a jacket, the zipper can get caught, right? And with the problem is that I get goosebumps all over just relaying this story to y'all, because if your heart is only halfway open, it hurts to close it again and it hurts to open it, right? When you think of a jacket zipper being caught, when you go up or down, you have to kind of work it, right? You have to go up and down, you have to pull the material out, and it will open. But this is a painful place to be. So my heart goes out to you, Kiwi. I want to suggest, if you are having breakup issues, I do have a blog that I used to be very busy on before manifesting happened. You guys may have heard the story that I got mentioned in a book. It was not my intention. This is what I call one of those collateral manifestations, because I did not try to get in a book, but a lovely woman named Pam Grout put me in her book, and she put, the book is about gratitude, thank and grow rich. And I ended up creating a website, manifestfaster.com, so that the people who read about me in the book, she put that website right in the book in 2016. So people who read about gratitude as a good manifesting tool are still finding me. I didn't try to have that happen. So the reason I'm bringing all this up is because this business of being able to open your heart is critical. And there's a blog called breakupcandy.com. So you go right over to Breakup Candy, and there's lots of resources in there about breakup recovery. Just pull up a couple blog posts and see if you can resonate with that, because I'm having a feeling that there are some relationships in your past around connection that have been very heartbreaking for you, Kiwi. Okay, so what I do notice though, I love this lavender rose color energy that's rising up, because it always reminds me of the crown chakra energy, that lavender, that the violet that connects us to our inner being. And so the very first card read today for Graham was I think, wasn't it with the crown chakra? I can't remember now. I can't remember whose reading it was, but the crown chakra was that energy of divine connection, got us to be thinking about accessing our inner being and allowing our inner being to guide us forward into healing. So I did talk about the process of writing a list and burning it before. I don't know if you were here during that part, Kiwi, but for those of you who have joined since, it's a really good technique to grab a piece of paper and give yourself permission to be negative and to be sad and to grieve. It's not going to erase your intentions, okay? Being negative does not erase any of the good you're doing to get a good mindset. It just shows you contrast and the fact that something that's going on now is not in your highest good. So you write out everyone that's hurt your feelings in detail, and you just let it out on paper. Then you either burn, crunch the paper so that you, if it essentially finish it, it will bring relief to you. It will. Malika, my guardian angel, I think is her YouTube channel, Malika, Maleeka. She's just got some wonderful material on this very thing. Okay, so check that out. You may need to talk to somebody. You may want to have a private reading where you can dig in and see a little bit more about what is holding your heart closed. But you can use the manifesting tools to help clear yourself. On my website, the soulmate generator may be exactly what you need. Okay, and that's right on Manifest Faster. You may have heard me before about getting the discipline to pick one or two processes that you can use and just practice your manifestation skills. Ask and It Is Given, great book by Abraham Hicks, one of their first books, and I've been living this way over 20 years. So I wouldn't still be doing it if it didn't work, right? So thank you for being here. And so let me just, I've got a couple people here. Oh, we're doing good. We're doing good. So we'll go here, and I think I'm going to be able to grab Tina also. So hang in there, Tina. And now you are welcome, Kiwi. Let me know how that works for you, okay? Please. You can find my contact information And please write to me because it's so cool to hear these stories. I'm glad Kiwi is fantastic. You know what? You don't do it alone if you don't need to. I put out a daily card. Me and Tina are committed to our daily cards, but I do put out a daily card here at Fish Out of Water Tarot. So keep your eye peeled for when those are posted, and you'll continue to get uplifted. These are messages for the collective for sure. Okay, Aditya, let's pull a card for Aditya. What does the universe have? I like the logical next step idea, so let me just do that again. And my tummy's growling. I hope you can't hear that. I think I might be hungry. Okay, Aditya, when it comes to connecting, what's the next step? Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. Means a lot to me, guys. Okay, Aditya, we have changed your focus. Okay, so hey, there you go. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is I feel like you're coming off of a time where you have shut things away, that you have shielded yourself. And you've not been letting certain things in. You've been working on getting. This is such soft colors, isn't it? And the blue. I love when I look at the blue across her throat, and because that's the throat chakra and light blue. I think that I think that you have some very clear ideas, Aditya. I think you could be a very shy person where it's hard to speak up in public. You kind of wish that people could read your mind. I've been like that in my lifetime. Can you relate? Where it would be so much easier if they just knew what I was thinking. I mean, do I really have to say the thing? And so I think that when you're changing your focus from being very internal with your desires to being more expressive, all right, and being able, I think the next logical step for you is to begin speaking up for what it is that you want. All right. Don't start with the thing that the most important thing, for example, the number one manifestation. No, no, no. I'm not talking about that. But I'm just talking about speaking up and asking people for, or excuse me, taking advantage of the opportunity to connect with the people that are already in your life. For example, this might be like when you go to the store and normally you would just pay for your things and you wouldn't speak to the clerk. It's just not in your nature to be a chatty Cathy, right? So taking action to express yourself could be as simple as greeting people verbally instead of just meeting their eyes and nodding, that you actually just say good day or and give them a big smile. Now, I don't know if y'all know what it is to smile from your toes. Okay, there is a way of smiling that is kind of fake. You can see it on people where they just slap a grin on their face, but it's just their mouth. But when something genuinely makes you smile, it's like your whole face lights up, or it flexes, that your cheeks flex, your forehead flexes, your all of your mouth muscles, all your facial muscles flex. And so sometimes I think of looking at puppies. Okay, so here's a good thing to do. If you go to YouTube and you pull up cute goat videos, right? Or puppy videos, if you watch things like that, it makes you smile with your whole face. And that's what I call smiling to your toes. You can really practice it and it's fun to do. And then you can start using it genuinely out there in the world. I'm a shy person. I love to connect. I love to talk to people, but I'm more comfortable after the initial meeting time, which is awkward for me. And if I'm in a group, it's hard for me. I just get overwhelmed with the energy of everyone, and I kind of will go into this mode. I'll be kind of quiet and just looking and observing. And some people who know me well say, we never see you like that, because when I'm comfortable, it's more easy for me to express myself. So that's what I say for you, Aditya. And in your culture, it may be socially acceptable to be quiet and observant. So you need to figure out a way to do this, but I feel it's real important for you to start practicing being expressive with your words and connect with people. Okay? So that's your message. That's really an interesting message. I've never given one quite like that before. I have a feeling that there are other people on the call that could relate to it also. If you are socially awkward or a bit introverted or neurodiverse, is another word I use to describe that, you may find it's always easier to stay quiet in public. It's always easier to avoid speaking. But if you're going to manifest, you need to speak. So practice just greeting people. Hi, how are you? That's it. Are you having a nice day? You know what I do? And when I go shopping, like for coffee or something, I started, oh, I understand, Aditya. I totally understand. I like it too. But many times I will say to the shopkeeper, what time did you stop? What time did you start today? And they say, I was here at 6 a.m. And I'm like, thank you for doing that. And then they smile back at me. So you can kind of practice some greetings, but honestly, you'll feel better. We need people. People are the things that bring our manifestations to us. We have to, very rarely does the manifestation just fall out of the sky right in front of you. Most of the time, it's a person that grants it to you, or you meet a person. And what I have come over 20 years of Abraham Hicks living, no lie, over 20 years of it, and I know for sure that what it does is it puts you in the right place at the right time, over and over and over. And sure, they talk in a language that's a little tricky, like with the vortex and frequency and vibration, whatever. But the reality is that if you do the work of these little tools to change how you think, you are in the right place at the right time more often. Tina, isn't that true? I mean, Tina and I, Embracing Aging, we met in Chris Reck's Minnow School, Minnow Pond Tarot School. And that's almost 2 years ago now, I think, that he started that. And she contacted me and she said, I admire what you're doing. I never thought I would have a YouTube channel, but now that I see what you're doing, I'm doing it. And so she and I have connected, and I love having this friendship. We have not put our eyes on each other in real life, but we're totally connected with our hearts and what we're doing with tarot, right? So now, anyway, I just wanted to give her a little commercial because she deserves it. And now we have Bro, and Bro, I didn't catch the rest of your name, and you were asking about Jade, and if it's a waste of time. I love that question, the cards. Okay, so we want to know about that, and what I would say again, whenever you're asking for cards about a different person, it's not the same as when I could pull cards for each of you, which is very fun in a longer reading, where you would have your cards and Jade would have their cards, and then we can see more. So right now, I want to point it back to you. You know, what is it that you need to know? What are your next logical steps when it comes to Jade? Okay, and I believe that you're going to get an answer for your question. But I love always, we are the ones that are magnetizing, and we are, hi Ajayate, welcome. We are magnets all the time. So the way we're treated by other people is partly because we're attracting that kind of attitude from them. Okay, so this one is for Bro, and we have dreams coming true. Okay. Okay, let me write that down. Okay. All right, so when I read this energy, and again, you're my person that's sitting here in this energy. So one of the two of you is definitely feeling like there's something here worth creating. And I don't know which of you it is, and that's not really what's important. What's important is that there definitely is the dream come true energy around this connection. A couple of things shine brightly for me. Number one, this is a universe, right? Look how tiny the universe is in those those hands. So I feel like one of you feels like, oh my, this is it. Oh yes, 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 yes. And the other person is feeling a little bit smothered, a little bit trapped by this energy. Like, I don't want to be fully tied down. And there's no place for this universe to grow, right? And so, no, well, you know what? It's like I said, right now, see this split? I just see this split coming down here. So the energy between this looks like it's a mismatch. But I don't think that it's anyone's fault. I just think that the person, whichever person it is that really think it's the whole world, they're not as trapped as they think. All they have to do is just float right up and out of this. Remember that true soul satisfaction comes first between you and your inner being. Okay, so we do, hang on, I'm just trying, something's trying to come into my mind. I think that there is a great desire to nurture and grow a tremendously successful connection. I like to use the term sustainable connection, even more than soulmate, because to me, I don't know what that soulmate, I mean, it makes a lot of people mad just to think about it, but to build a soulmate, to build a sustainable connection with love and respect is so appealing. And so if you feel that you've been in a forcey kind of energy or pushing to get something done about this, you may be radiating a kind of I'm going to use the word desperate. I don't mean to be offensive in any way, but kind of I must have this, that I need to have this. And that can be off-putting. So if you really feel that this person is somebody you don't want to give up on, what I would do is I would take some time, maybe a week to 2 weeks, to really just let it rest, to just let it stand right where it is, and to spend time with your own desires. Look at the other things. Yeah, just let it be. Do some focus on your work, on your friendships, on other relationships, and remove all the pressure. If the person's interested in you, they will absolutely approach you. But you can't lose to just set it free for a minute. Okay, there is that quote that says, if it was meant to be, you can let it go, it will come back to you. Okay, so it's a mixed message. I think, like I said, if you are the one that's really feeling that there's a soulmate connection here, and it's hard for you to let go of this, what I would do is use paper and pencil. And this time, though, I think what I would do is just write this person a letter. Write your person a letter. You're not going to send the letter, but write the person the letter and say everything you want to say. You know, say everything that's you're going through, and I think it will feel so good just to cleanse yourself, write it out to this person. Tell them how much you care. Tell them how disappointed you are. Apologize for that smothering energy, and just own it. And you're never going to send this, but I think that would really help you. And then give it a break for like a week. I'm thinking a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, and just see if the person reaches out to you, okay? Also, another thing is that check out the blog breakupcandy.com, because that's my blog, and I write to heartbreak, because chances are this is not the first person that you've had a disappointment with, and you may have a pattern of behaviors that are kind of setting you up for failure, and that blog will be helpful for you, okay? So Tina, yay, my dear friend Tina's going through, I know that it's awesome and kind of shocking when you start to read tarot for other people, and even as you're pulling cards, it's for your own life, right, Tina? Because every one of you are sure welcome. Every one of the people that are on this call. Every one of these cards I can relate to. Oh, by the way, I did mention that I did a doodling class over the weekend, and oh my goodness, I just loved it. And I want to share right now because for you, Bro Cut, and for who else? Wait, let me look. Aditya, Roger, if any of you guys are still here, Sunny, when you're trying to put your mind off of the thing that's bothering you, you can do something that like this. This is called a breath blossom. Isn't this cool? And so what you do is you just grab a writing utensil and piece of paper, and when you take your inhale, you draw up. So you inhale up, exhale down. And you just keep looping over and over. This is the science that they're showing about doodling and how it changes your mood is really crazy, you guys. And I loved it. They say you think of your problem before you start, and then you just do as many breaths as it takes to go around the circle. In the class, she gave us 2 minutes. So it took me about 1 minute and 20 seconds to go around the first time, which was blue. And then I had time to go around the second time. And there's no perfection. I know, this is so fun, you guys, honest to goodness. I'm an artist, I try to paint, but I stall and I don't paint enough because I have perfectionism. It's like a affliction of perfectionism. And so, but this was just like magical. I could do this in a minute, and it made me realize that whenever I'm upset, I want to get a notebook for sure. I want to carry it in my purse. I'm not kidding. I have a little tiny markers that are like this big, and I can do this anywhere. And I'm excited about it. You know what? I do tapping, the energy tapping, and I tap in my neighborhood when I'm walking around. And I think probably the people might think that's a little crazy, but I know certain manifesting techniques work. They put me in the right place at the right time over and over again. And this little doodling class was amazing. You want to see another one? I'm not even going to wait. Tina, I'm going to get to your card, I promise. This one I love. This one's called Meandering Lines. And meandering lines are just curvy lines that you just draw all over the place. And what they are based on is nature, rivers. Think of how a river just goes, oh, you're going to love this, Tina. Rivers just meander through the land, right? And so one of our tasks you can see the other one I'll show you in a minute. One of them was she gave us 2 minutes to make meandering lines. And that one is very comfortable. I just love it. Now, many years ago, I would make designs like this, and then I would use other colors to color it in. Maybe you did that as a kid. Another one was this one, is the spiral. Oops, upside down. So just to do a spiral with over and over again. This one I went one direction, and then I turned around and came back in the other direction. And you don't worry, you're not concerned. And it's just really fun, And so anyway, thank you for letting me share my doodles. But they do say that when you doodle, and Tina, you weren't here for the start of the call, I said you should have, I'm sorry, shouldn't say should, but having a piece of paper handy while you're listening to readers is a fantastic thing to do. And just doodle absent-mindedly. It's like your brain will help you absorb the information better. Isn't that something? And the best news is, I can hear myself talking fast, I'm sorry, but the best news about it is that they're proving that doodling helps the mind stop ruminating. Do you know what ruminating means? Ruminating is when you're worrying. What am I going to do? How am I going to get that money? Where am I going to meet that person? Maybe I should say this. Maybe I should say that. I hate how this is working out. I never get anything. I hate how Murphy barks right in the middle of my readings, right? And all of a sudden, you're just got this litany, this list of ugly thoughts, right? Ruminating. So they are proven that Googling stops ruminating. Come on, right? So that's what I'm going to challenge everybody. Next week, when you come on Sunday, be sure to bring your paper and pencil and doodle with me. It was the best $20 spent. I loved it. And if, I don't know, do you guys have Eventbrite? Can you use that service over there, Tina? Because she offered her class through Eventbrite. But I can try to give you a link if you are interested. I can't. I can't remember her name. I wish I could. She was such a good teacher and I loved it. Okay, Tina. Ah, sacral chakra. Okay, so definitely in the creative end, my friend, the sacral chakra is the chakra of our creativity. Okay, and it's also the chakra that is supportive. Okay, hang on. This is very interesting. Let me just go here for a second. Okay. Okay, so creativity is primary for the sacral chakra. Um, hey, A is for apple here. Hey, how are you? Okay, so let's just, you know what? I'm going to draw another card, Tina, because what is it? What is it that needs the energy of that creativity, that sacral chakra? Okay, good. Yeah, this is very good. Notice, first of all, how the colors are all coordinated, right? Look at that. I mean, wonderful, wonderful energy with all, and I got goosebumps. Again, a lot of times I'll say when I get goosebumps in my body while I'm doing readings, because frequently one or more of the people on the call will also have goosebumps. Now, I love to point that out because that is what we do vibrate. I mean, goosebumps are a vibration. And so when two or three or four people have the same energy and they have the same thoughts, we are going to chime together, so to speak. And even though Tina's over in the UK and I'm here in Tennessee, we can feel each other, all right? So this to me is absolutely wonderful. I do know Tina as a private client, so I know a little bit about what's going on in her life. And so this is even more dear to me because of that awareness. There's so much importance about strengthening our solar plexus. So our solar plexus is the seat of our personal identity. This, when I look here at this, where's my pointer? Oh, here it is, my wand. Okay, so when I look at this circle of gold right behind this figure for flow, it's just showing that that solar plexus is really the key personal identity. You can be pulled in different directions, Tina, right? Look at the arrows on the compass. They're pulling your attention out. But the fact is, this orange that you're seeing here, this match, it's just showing that creativity is so necessary for you to maintain your balance right now. Okay, I look at this cape that's orange, and it's also going right across the heart. That creativity wants to cover your heart like a armor or like a shield. I notice his hand in that water, and I highly recommend, I don't know how you can do this for yourself, whether you can get to a lake or a swimming pool or some kind of body of water where you can just run your hand in figure eights in the water, okay? I never think of specific homework like that one before, but I really like it. I like the idea of you could do it in your bathtub, you could do it in your kitchen sink, but I want you to have a body of water where you can take your hand and move it in circles and figure eights. Don't ask why. I have no idea. But there's something, see the hard corners here, that there are corners? So that's just suggesting that some of the energy is blocked around your ability to get to your creativity. So the doodling, I think, is, I mean, can you believe this, Tina? This is just unbelievable. And I have, if you want to contact me privately, Tina belongs to my community. And Tina, if you want to pop on and do a blurb of my attraction lab, great, because it is nice to have a community where I can answer questions and it's separate from YouTube. Because if you want to contact me, Tina, in the lab, I'd be happy to explain a little bit more about these sharp corners into your creativity, all right? But for you, easy homework, I would just do some of these doodles. And anybody else who wants information about how to use the tools, please email me. I will give you references because I'm not here to teach everything about manifesting, but I am here to help you connect to your own divine manifester on the inside. Your inner being will always be in charge. Your inner being knows what you want, and your inner being can guide you to the next logical step. Okay, so we have Jayate next, and had asked about the connection with a person. And so one more time, we want to remember that this is mostly about you. You're the person here with the cards, and the other person always has a free will. And so I will draw a card and see what it is that the angels have for you, and especially with your next step. And is it 12:34? I love that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. It's magical time. Okay, A is for apple. Okay, so let's pick a card for Jayatra. And I apologize if I missay your names, you guys, because sometimes I'm just not sure on the pronunciation. Okay, okay, nice. And we have dedicated effort here. Okay. Well, it does show that, and again, I'm not sure at the start of the reading which person, because we have two people here we're considering, but it does look like one of the two of you is absolutely willing to do the work it takes. Perhaps it's both of you. This, I would say, is a really positive energy. It does show a work in progress, right? For sure, a work in progress. And I see that the figure is working on the outside, the edge of this couple that he's working on. I love that the light of spirit is showering down on the couple in the painting. Now, we don't know if that's a window shining down or if he has painted that into the picture. So, what that suggests to me is that there is divine presence in this relationship, but there's confusion also. Is that divine energy part of the relationship, or are you just seeing the truth of the relationship in the light? Okay? And then when I see him working on the edge, I feel like there's boundary issues here. So he's taken his attention off of the coupleness, the couple itself, and he's painting the edge. Now, this makes me want to remind everyone and myself, oh, he's a crush. Okay, interesting. So it's new. So there's a new situation here. So I think that the boundary part is what is the universe wants you to look at. That there is a spark there, and that probably is what that flash of light is over the couple. And then when I looked at that, one of the figures is if it's a crush, I would be quite honest with you and say there's too much closeness in a crush. This is the kind of energy here that you would want to see 1 year in, right? What if 1 year into a relationship you have this kind of trust and tenderness? But for a crush, you don't know who this person is yet. And I always suggest that people look into 30, 60, 90 as part of the equation with figuring out if a crush can actually get to the real connection. The first 30 days, there's a lot of crush energy and it's fun and delicious. The next 30 days, so by time you're into the 60th day, you can see the truth. You have either adjusted yourself, they have adjusted themselves, or something, if it's going to fall apart at some future point, you already see it 2 months in. 90 days, you really do see your person for who they are. If they have flaws in their personality, or if there are things about them that you aren't comfortable with, if there's a strong rapport that has grown over the over the 90 days, rapport is a wonderful thing. Being able to get along with one another, having a sense of ease, and having a comfortable, relaxed connection with another human being is always what we're after. So when you mention that you've known the person for a year, then you just need to evaluate. If it's still feeling like a crush, it may be that you just need to put some definition into it, because I can't help but notice that he's working on the edge of this picture. So what I would say for you is that this is a work in progress. If you feel like it's stalled and it's not moving as fast as you want, that just means you need to get serious about what it is you want from him, from the person. If you want to be connected, if you want to be married, then you need to talk about that, okay? And you need to bring that to the surface. If you're fearful and you think, oh no, I don't want to bring that up, that's kind of a yellow flag for you, because time is going by. And if the person is enjoying your connection but not moving in the same direction you are, is something that you might need to do something about. So what I recommend for you, Shayate, is to write out a list on a piece of paper draw a line right down the center of it. On the left side, write down everything that would be included in a perfect relationship. Just pretend you're single for a second. And just the list of positive aspects, just like Abraham teaches. Where will you go? What will you do? How would a perfect person treat you? What are your secret desires? What do you really wish you knew, okay? That you knew for sure you were going to get from a partner. This is a tough one. And then on the other side of the paper, write down all of the things that you're getting from your current partner. Just write them down from this crush. And then compare the lists. Don't compromise for things that are important to you, okay? That's your advice. You are welcome. And now we have A is for Apple, and you've been here before for sure, and I'm very curious how your situation is. I think each time we've talked, you've definitely gotten some specific advice, and so I'm hoping you're putting that into practice. If you weren't here earlier, before I even go there, I want to again mention manifestfaster.com is my website, and I have a list of manifesting tools. They're all free of charge and they work. So go over there. What we were talking about earlier is if you're not moving fast enough, if things aren't manifesting fast enough, you need to have a routine. I have a daily routine. It's fairly new for me, only about 3 weeks old, where I'm being accountable to someone. And I use 2 or 3 tools every single day, Monday through Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday I take off. But I am noticing stronger results. I'm in the right place at the right time more often, and that's what I wish for you also. If you guys are new here, I'm Catherine. This is Fish Out of Water Tarot, the place where people who are a little socially awkward and a little uncomfortable can come to visit, ask questions, and figure out how to get connected. We want sustainable connections as a group. So A is for Apple. Let's see. What we're doing today, Apple, is we are doing what's your next logical step, because you've been here with me before. So let's pull a card and see what the angels have for what's your next logical step. And everyone's jealous of Apple. Everybody says, why didn't I get the love card? Okay, let's take a look at it. Okay, I love this card, Apple. You know, when I look at it, I look at the fact that these two have what I call structural tension. I mean, look at how they're both leaning away from each other, and that, and it creates strength. Very interesting. And look at the vine, where you have the 2 different plants that are growing separately. And look at all of the gaps between. There's no smothering here. Now, remember we had that card a little while ago. Were you here when we had the universe was in those big hands and it had a lot of smothering energy on? This is like the opposite of that. So what this suggests to me, and I don't know if you're looking for love, I don't know what's happening with your situation, or you're with someone. This could also apply to a place or a working situation. This is definitely a couple, but this can be read to a few different situations. In order to thrive, you have to have this structural tension. There's no smothering allowed, right? You can't hold an umbrella over your person, separate them from their calling, separate them from what it is that fills them with joy. In a real healthy relationship, even if it's with your child, okay, there you go. So what I would say, I love that you're in a love triangle. You know what? I saw a blurb on YouTube where a little lady in her 70s married herself. She just fell in love with the whole self-love thing, and they had a video of her. She had a little wedding gown on and everything. This little petite older lady who had come to such a point of knowing that she's her own soulmate in the later part of her life. She had a party about it, which I just think is delicious. But for you then, if you're happy being a single, that's fantastic. Then this might have to do with a family connection or a work connection. However, if you are wanting a partner, this is a profound message, because it's showing that this time when you're with yourself and you're learning more about your personality, you can look at your past and you can realize, yeah, I had my share of blame. If things didn't work out, I have not known how to do the right thing. I've miscommunicated. I've been misunderstood, all the things that happen in previous relationships and heartbreaks and what have you. But I would say, Apple, that you must learn the lessons of balanced relationships. If I were here in person with you, we would do this posture. I would love to try this with a human. In fact, I may today, if I run into a friend or if I see my son. Okay, well, not of course. I'm glad you want a partner, but I personally am a person who I don't want a partner at this point of life for sure. I love living with myself as my companion, so I don't want to make assumptions. But I would say in your case, there's been like instead of a leaning into each other, look at how these two people are leaning away but holding each other. This is not a tug of war. This is the opposite of a tug of war. So I think in your life, you can create just an inquiry, like what is it in my life where I was more in a tug of war than trusting the other person to pull their own weight. It's a great promise card for love, but it also shows some need to learn how to stand up on your own, have an independent energy, and also I'm a great partner energy. So it just shows there's some work to be done. So definitely, I would check my blog that's called Breakup Candy, breakupcandy.com. It's got a lot of resources for just kind of exploring if you have some leftover heartbreak energy in your vibe. Because if you're still harboring some fear and doubt about whether you can have a successful relationship, it just sends out an energy of I'm not ready for love yet, okay? And this is something, again, a private reading. It doesn't have to be from me. It can be from anyone, but you're going to get a lot more information when there's more than one card drawn, okay? So I would say for you, Apple, this is more of a process card. It shows the need to learn how to be separate and together at the same time. Okay. Very fun readings today, you guys. Now we have Ren. Ren, I think, is the name. And so let me draw a card here for Wen. Let's see here. Here we go. Hi, Ren. I hope I'm saying your name right. Okay, let me take a sip of coffee. Okay, you're welcome, Apple. Okay, solar plexus chakra. Okay, so that's the chakra of your personal identity. Okay, so let's draw one more card and see what is the message for when on this chakra. Okay. Oh, very nice. Oh, this is really cool, Ruin. Thank you for being here today and having these cards drawn for yourself, because they are completely resonant with each other. So the sun is the best card in the deck. I always love to say that. The reason that it's considered the best card in the deck, because the sun has life energy. And when you look at like 1,000 years ago or 2,000 years ago, when there was no devices and no easy way to communicate, when the sun went down at night, it was scary. There was a part of the dark experience without the benefit of fire, without the benefit of electricity, where there was true celebration when that sun came out in the morning. And the ancient cultures worship the sun. The sun bleaches out things, doesn't it? If you put out a piece of red fabric and you pin it to the ground and it stays in the sun for 30 days, it will be pink. Why? Because the sun bleaches out the color. The sun cleanses. The sun is a source of tremendous energy. And the sun is the symbol of the solar plexus. So it looks like, Ren, that you're in a position of personal change. That we can't change certain things about ourselves. We can't change our culture, how we grew up, our ethnic culture, our economic culture, our friendship culture, the culture our family brought us up in. We can't change that. And we can't change our upbringing, right? We can't change how we were parented. We can't change the people we grew up with. We can't change our experiences, but we can change our personality. That's a cup. I like to teach about the cup, the culture, the upbringing, and the personality. And so because we can adjust our personality and become better versions of ourselves, that's what the solar plexus is all about. So when I just feel, and this may be true for others on this call, that you are really in a wonderful position this June, where there's a source of energy coming through you that is probably impacting your creativity and your opportunities. It shows that your heart is in the right place and you're really ready for a big change. So I would, when it comes to your birth sign, whatever is your sign, there's my favorite teacher about the strengths of personality in the astrological signs is Astrology Guy. Okay, so YouTube the Astrology Guy and watch his videos on your sign. He's very good at describing the identity and the ideal version of each sign. I'm a Scorpio, so my first video I watched of his was called The Do's and Don'ts of Dating a Scorpio. I love that video. It made me laugh right out loud. Plus, it busted me because I have flaws in my personality that I am continually working on. I can be as bossy as you want to have, and I can be snarky when I'm upset. And I can also pull the silent treatment if I'm really upset. None of those things are going to help me get close to my loved ones. So I need to address that in my personality. So that's what my recommendation is for you, Ren. Take a look at Astrology Guy on YouTube and make a little study of your personality type according to your sign. And any of you that are listening, you will love it. It'll give you so much guidance because he's very honest and he will let you know what the potential problems could be with your sign, with your personality, and with connecting for love. Okay, very cool. Wonderful. Okay, we've reached the end of our list. You guys, holy smokes, for some reason, my camera worked today. Thank you, universe, because that has been, the technology end of doing readings is not my favorite, my easiest path. But the cards were so faithful here. So as we close, let me just pick one card for us. Let's see, I want to pick an oracle card. Okay. Oh, stuck to my chair. Hang on. What oracle card do we want to have here? Oh, here. Okay. Thank you for your time and your attention, my darlings. I love Sunday mornings so much. for this. And so thank you for leaving me comments. Thank you in advance for writing me emails. It means so much to me when you guys take the time to reach out. And we're going to use the beautiful animal cards for our spirit animals. This is going to be our oracle card. So let me just, I love that dragonfly. A dragonfly landed on me recently. Total surprise. I was pointing at something and it was a large one, very pretty. And it's a sign that transition is coming. So if you ever do see an unusual animal, don't be afraid to Google it, because you might find a spiritual meaning that's really terrific. Okay, let's draw our animal card here. And the humpback whale. Singing came out in this reading too, the recommendation to sing. Okay, so as we close and we allow the beautiful energy of the humpback whale to bless us, I will read it. Sing healing songs for the world. Your inner navigation always guides you. Nothing can stop you or keep you from your goal. Align with your purpose and the power in your soul. This is the perfect card to finish with today. It's taking personal responsibility for our own vibration, taking personal responsibility for sharpening and working on our manifestation skills until we are showing up in the right place at the right time more often. Thank you so much. This is Catherine at Fish Out of Water Tarot, and I look forward to seeing you in our next reading. Bye, y'all.